Good morning, everyone. I'm Penghe from Beijing Normal University. Next, I will discuss how the AI technology can be utilized for problem behavior management in K-12 moral education. My presentation includes these 5 parts. First, I will give some background introduction to problem behavior. In the process of growing up, students may have some behaviors that deviate from family and social standards due to the influence of bad factors. These behaviors, we call them problem behaviors. For example, the campus bullying, the puppy love, the internet addiction. So all those belong to problem behaviors. Those problem behaviors will affect the teaching efficiency, which is not conducive to the smooth progress of educational activities and brings great challenges to the educational work. There are some challenges to manage and solve the problem behaviors of students. First, problem behavior management needs to take into account the knowledge from multiple fields, such as pedagogy, psychology, sociology, and physiology. However, it's hard for normal teacher to master all those knowledge. Second, problem behavior management relies on past experience heavily, which is not applicable or say is not easy for young teachers. Third one, current system lacks a systematical theoretical framework to guide teachers. We don't have a systematical framework that can get all the teachers, all the parents for problem behavior management. To tackle those challenges, to tackle those issues, to help teachers and parents for the problem behaviors management for students, we created this AI-powered assistant named PB Advisor. With the advancement of artificial intelligence technology, this AI-powered assistant is constructed to help teachers and parents manage students' problem behavior. Now, let's see the theoretical framework, the theories behind our intelligent assistant. Let's start from a study case. Let's see how such a real-life case can be handled by our proposed intelligent assistant. There is a third grade. Let's see the case. There is a third grade boy who loved online games. In the spare time, he would like to discuss about some game plots with his classmates, and even skip class and go to internet cafes for games. In the class, he was also listless and inattentive. When the teacher talked to him, he always tried to be reasonable and defensive. This is the case for the students. From this description, let's extract out the student's problem behavior. We found that the problem behavior will include the student loved online games, the discuss the game plots with students, the skip class and go to internet cafes. Those will be the students' problem behaviors. Then we try to analyze the reasons behind students' problem behavior. How do we analyze those? How do we start the analysis? Our system will try to analyze the student from both the internal and external factors. Let's see the students' the student status first. We see the parents are busy with work, and he lived with his grandparents who spoiled him very much. Whatever he wanted, his grandparents tried to satisfy him. In addition, because the boy is unsociable and eccentric, none of the other classmates like to play with him very much. From this description, we extract out the internal factors like as is a boy, grade 3, is left behind child. We also extract out the external factor, is a foster family, is permissive parenting style, is peer rejected, is negative peer influence. Based on these internal and external factors, our system can summarize the reasons behind students' problem behavior from the psychology needs perspective. As a left-behind child, the boy lacks the parents' company. As a result, he indulged in online behaviors to seek spiritual assistance or fill up emotional gaps, which means the students had a deficiency in belongingness and loveness. It lacks friendship support. It also lacks a family affection. For this need deficiency, our system will recommend the intervention strategies as pervasive education method, as well as appreciative education method. Specifically, for the pervasive education method, our system will suggest the teacher to help the boy correctly utilize the internet and point out the student's wrong behaviors at the right time. For the appreciation education method, our system will recommend the teacher to discover the shining points of the students and design some activities so that to satisfy the student's sense of accomplishment in the real learning life. These are how our system try to solve a real case of students' problem behavior. We have relevant theories to support our analysis. There are two important theories. One is the problem behavior theory, which states that problem behaviors are affected by students' personal characteristics as well as external factors like the social environment, the family, the society, the school environment. Another important theory is about the Maslow hierarchy of needs, which states that human behavior is determined by human needs. So we see the deficiency, the unsatisfied needs, drives students' problem behavior. Based on these two important theories as well as other theories, we proposed our theoretical framework, specifically based on students' problem behavior, as well as students' internal individual factors, external environmental factors. We create models to analyze students' need deficiency, to analyze the reasons behind the problem, underlying students' problem behaviors. Then we create another model to suggest interventions to help students satisfy students' deficiency. Next, I will briefly discuss the those factors, those need deficiency as well as strategies in our theoretical framework. For the problem behaviors, we further divided into three subcategories, like as externalizing problem, internalizing problem, as well as other problem. These three subcategories are further divided into specific categories like aggressive behavior, the social withdrawal problem, the learning problem. All these categorization will help us to analyze students' problem behavior. Second one is the internal individual factor. We further divided into two subcategories. One is the demographic information, which will analyze students' grade, students' gender, students' health condition, students' social group. The second one is to analyze students' personality, mainly from the big five personality, the neuroticism, the extraversion, the openness, and others. For the external environmental factor, we further divided into three subcategories, like the family background, the school environment, the social factor. For the family background, we further analyze the family structure, the parenting style, parents' educational background, parents' health condition, parents' delinquent behaviors, parents' social economic status. For the school environment, we analyze teachers' leadership style, peer acceptance, peer influence. For social factors, we analyze mass media, culture, custom. Those are the factors we analyze to find the deficiency, the need deficiency. For need deficiency, we classify it according to the Maslow hierarchy of needs as physiological needs, the safety needs, belongingness and love needs, esteem needs, cognition needs. For the intervention strategy, we summarize in two categories. One is the school. We utilize the school discipline method to do the intervention. The other one is we utilize family collaboration method to do the intervention. For school discipline method, we can have the persuasive education method, the exemplary demonstration method, as well as other methods. For family collaboration methods, we have the parenting assistant methods, the home learning methods, and other methods. All those strategies can help us to intervene the students for different need deficiency. Based on the proposed theoretical framework, we develop our system. So next, I will briefly discuss our system functionalities with simple demonstration. In a nutshell, our system includes 4 functional modules. The need deficiency diagnosis try to find the need deficiency behind the student's problem behavior. The question answering function try to answer typical questions about problem behaviors. The case searching function will try to find similar cases for teachers. The learning center will help teachers learning the relevant theories about problem behavior. In the need in this need deficiency diagnosis module, we based on students' problem behavior, we collect students' relevant information, and based on the information, we do further analysis. Specifically, we utilize the task-oriented dialogue system technology. Through natural language interaction, we can acquire students' information and help teachers analyze the causes of students' problem behaviors and recommend intervention strategy as well as similar excellent cases. From the snapshot, we can see there are different questions to be asked. Now let's see from a real illustration of the function. The function. First, the system will ask the teachers about students' problem behavior. With teachers' reply, the system will issue a series of questions to acquire students' information, such as the grade of the student, the social group of the student, the family structure of the student, the parenting style of the student, the delinquent behaviors of students' parents, the peer acceptance of the students, the peer influence of the students in school, as well as the mass media influence of the society. Finally, the system, based on all this information, the system will integrate the input information of the influencing factors and summarize the key factors and analyze the reasons underlying student problem behaviors. Based on the analysis of the reasons, the system will recommend specific strategies, intervention strategies to the teachers from multiple dimensions and perspectives. Click on the suggested strategy details, detailed definitions, as well as how to apply the methods will be shown up. Click on the suggested cases. Details of the case will be shown up. For the question answering module, it touches on the typical problems regarding problem behavior management in model education problems. Utilizing the community-based QA system, our assistant can find similar questions in the build knowledge base and give answers to the teachers. Here is the interface for this function. The teachers, the users will input the related question. Then the assistant, the system, will make some semantic understanding, some semantic interpretation based on the question, and try to find similar questions from the database. Then will return the answers for the specific question. For the case insertion module, through the forms of keyword search, it utilizes natural language processing models to find similar excellent cases summarized by experienced teachers. The content of the case has been analyzed and structured for better understanding. This is the interface for this function. The user will enter a description of the student's problem behavior, and the system will return a list of similar cases. Click on the case title. Structured presentation with the case content will be shown, and the keywords are highlighted. Based on the case content for detailed interpretation, convenient for users to understand and learn. For the Learning Center module, this module will present the related theoretical knowledge of the moral education, include the theoretical framework definition as well as the explanation of relevant theories. This is the interface for the learning center. For the first, it presents the theoretical framework. Click on the item. The definition of different item will be present. Will be pop up. Second one is QA for the theory. The user can input any query about any unknown and any theory about the problem behavior. Our system will utilizing the knowledge graph-based QA system to answer the theory, to explain the theory. Next, I will briefly discuss the key technologies utilized by our system. This is the system architecture of our system, including three main layers. The data layer tries to collect data relevant to problem behavior from different sources, like the books, online forums, as well as expert interview. Based on this data, we build the knowledge graph for problem behaviors and behavior management. Then we utilize AI technologies to develop different services. The four functions we mentioned previously. And then we serve teachers, parents, as well as students. The first important technology is knowledge graph. Based on theoretical framework, we define the knowledge graph schema, which includes problem behavior, internal individual factors, as well as external environment factors, psychology needs, and intervention strategies. Natural language processing models, algorithms, are utilized to automatically analyze real-life cases according to the schema and build the knowledge graph. The second one is a task-oriented dialogue system, which includes 4 parts: the natural language understanding, the dialogue state tracking, the policy learning, as well as the natural language generation. Utilizing the task-oriented dialogue system, integrate with the case information summarized in the knowledge graph. Through natural language interaction, our system can diagnose the students' problem behavior and need deficiencies, as well as recommend intervention strategies to the teachers. Next, a key technology is text classification. Utilizing pre-trained language model like BERT and multitask learning method, our system can interpret user utterance for the dialogue. Those natural language models can also be utilized to automatically annotate cases to build a knowledge graph. Another key technology is the deep reinforcement learning. Key component of dialogue system is the dialogue policy, which controls the system, which controls how the system issuing questions to the users. This is also the main part to realize the automatic diagnosis, which is implemented utilizing deep reinforcement learning models. Next, I will briefly discuss our application how the system can be utilized. Our application can be utilized by by teachers, by parents, as well as students. For the teachers, it can be utilized. It can be utilized as a smart assistant. It helps teachers gradually establish the awareness of problem behavior management. It helps teachers solve students' problems efficiently. It helps teachers master relevant knowledge systematically. For the parents, it can be utilized as a professional tutor. It helps parents understand their children better. It helps parents deal with children's problems and improve parent-child relationship. For students, it can be utilized as close advisor. It makes students able to carry out self-diagnosis. It makes students willing to carry out self-diagnosis. Here is the QR code for our mobile application, for our system, for our mobile application. Interested user can scan it and download it and try it. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.